Is Jurassic World Evolution the next great theme park tycoon simulator, or a pathetic excuse for milking yet another Spielberg property for all it's worth? Watch on and find out. My name is Thorax, and this is Strategy for Busy People. If you've got a few minutes, I'll tell you what to play. Today on Strategy for Busy People, we're looking at Jurassic World Evolution by Frontier Developments. I've got about 18 hours in this game. I love a good sim-type game, and I've played quite a lot of them over the years. I've also played a lot of the tycoonish sim games. Railroad Tycoon, Sim Theme Park, Sim Coaster. Heck, I have tons of hours in Sim Ant even. When I saw a dinosaur-flavored chance to build a theme park, I put on my safari hat and got to planning. Having grown up in the 90s, the original Jurassic Park film really did live up to the hype. Having been a band geek growing up, the musical score really put it over the top. When Jurassic World came out in theaters, you probably could hear me groan. And a Jurassic World-themed video game? Color me skeptical, but a lot of the movie game adaptations go horribly wrong. Given that I have 18 hours in this game, and most of it is me trying to complete all of the in-game missions, my skepticism really was unfounded. This is a solid, if easy, theme park simulator with a reasonable amount of strategic depth. Speaking of missions, let's talk about those. 3 advisors each have special missions for you to complete. Each advisor represents a facet of park operations, science, entertainment, and security. Completing all of their missions will unlock subsequent islands in the archipelago. Before you can unlock the advisor's mission, you have to perform smaller contracts. Completing a contract for one advisor gives you a bonus towards unlocking that advisor's mission, but it also gives you a penalty for the other advisors. While this initially seemed like it would be some kind of fine juggling act, in reality, I simply did one advisor's contracts until their mission was unlocked, and then worked the other contracts while unlocking the subsequent missions. There are a few dominant game mechanics you will interact with in Jurassic World Evolution. One is, unsurprisingly, breeding dinosaurs and releasing them into captivity. Each dinosaur has various statistics related to its desires. Maintaining proper levels of these elements leads to a comfortable dinosaur. And a comfortable, happy dinosaur just doesn't break out of its cage and go on a guest-killing rampage. It just doesn't. But the strategic depth goes further than you might think for a movie game. There are quite a few facets to dinosaur happiness, including social elements. Too many or too few like dinosaurs can cause problems, and different dinosaurs like different overall population levels. As you might imagine, meat eaters have a tendency to eat one another, and dead dinosaurs don't make for happy guests. Sort of? Guest entertainment also has various levers on which to pull. Supplying guests with food and drink, giving them plenty of good visibility of dinosaurs, and letting them buy souvenirs are all important to their happiness, which affects your bottom line. Profitability is important because running out of money is bad, just like in real life. Having too many of the same dinosaur is boring, and the guest happiness rating includes a facet related to dinosaur variety as well as quote-unquote rarity. So how do you get a variety of rare dinosaurs? You dig for fossils. Then, you extract DNA from the fossils, which raises the genetic completion factor for a dinosaur, which both makes them more viable to incubate as well as more pleasing to guests. There are some other expected mechanics like managing power availability, maintaining a walking path connection to things, and so forth. Terrible storms come and cause damage that needs to be repaired. Dinosaurs get sick and need to be medicated. You have to do research to get different improvements for both your dinosaurs, camouflage, as well as for your theme park, heavy concrete electric fences. As you might expect, storms can break open cages, or angry dinosaurs break out on their own, ultimately terrorizing guests. Fortunately, you can send everyone cowering in fear to the emergency shelters, for their own protection, of course. The fact that I've spent so long talking about the strategic depth of the game without a single complaint says something about how solid this game is. If I have to nitpick things, and that's why I do these reviews, there are only a few real problems. Occasionally a mission would go sideways for no apparent reason, and I ended up having to restart it. It wasn't obvious why a mission wouldn't progress, which definitely sucked away a lot of time. And the other primary complaint is time itself. You can't speed it up or slow it down. There isn't really a good reason I can see why the designers didn't offer time compression in this game. Without it, you often are, quite literally, waiting for 10 minutes for nothing to happen. No power outages. For a contract or a mission segment to be complete. And lastly, do not ever bother with any of the photography missions. You get to drive the little ranger vehicle around and then take a photograph of the dinosaurs. It's supremely annoying, especially when you're asked to get a shot of a brachiosaurus coughing next to a Tyrannosaurus rex that's eating a stegosaurus while the apatosaur is drinking water. And if you think I'm making that up completely, I'm not entirely doing so. Before I give my final verdict, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Agree with me, disagree with me, or want to see other content? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to support me in making more of these videos, become a patron on Patreon. Your support really makes a difference. The final verdict. This is a surprisingly entertaining game that I sunk quite a lot of hours into for the sole purpose of being a completionist and doing all of the missions to unlock that final island. On my trademarked 3-point score scale of avoid, meh, and I forgot to eat, I may have missed my own meals, but the dinosaurs sure didn't forget to eat each other if I forgot to refill their feeders.